From lost civilizations to eclipses, discoveries that will change history. The world of history is about to be turned upside down because new discoveries are changing everything we thought we knew about our past. Prepare to have your mind blown as we reveal 10 shocking revelations that are rewriting history. From ancient technology to lost civilizations, these discoveries will leave you questioning everything you've ever learned. So sit tight, grab a notebook, and prepare to have your knowledge challenged beyond your wildest imaginations. Number 10. The Hanging Gardens Mystery. For centuries, the Hanging Gardens of Babylon have been considered one of the ancient world's most remarkable wonders. But recent archaeological evidence has cast doubt on whether they were actually located in Babylon at all. According to ancient texts, including the Bible, the Hanging Gardens were an elaborate series of terraced gardens filled with exotic plants and waterfalls. But the problem is that no archaeological evidence of the gardens has ever been found in Babylon. In fact, some scholars argue that the gardens may have been located in Nineveh, hundreds of miles away. This is based on ancient texts that describe the gardens being watered by an aqueduct that brought water from the Tigris River. Furthermore, excavations in Nineveh have uncovered an impressive irrigation system that could have supported such a massive undertaking as the Hanging Gardens. But regardless of where they were actually located, the Hanging Gardens remain a testament to the ingenuity and creativity of the ancient people who built them. In 1901, a group of Greek sponge divers stumbled upon a bronze artifact in the Antikythera shipwreck. What they found was a device with intricate gears and dials that turned out to be a sophisticated piece of ancient technology known as the Antikythera mechanism. Despite its age, which is estimated to be between 200 BC and 70 AD, the mechanism's complexity is astonishing. It's believed to have been used for astronomical calculations, including predicting eclipses and tracking the phases of the moon and planets. The precision and sophistication of the Antikythera mechanism challenge our understanding of ancient technology. Its existence suggests that the people who built it possessed a level of scientific knowledge that was far more advanced than previously thought. 8. Viking Hacksilver Economy. During the Viking Age, which lasted from the 8th to the 11th century, Vikings were known for their skill in trading and their vast network that stretched from Scandinavia to the Byzantine Empire. The Vikings were also known for their unique approach to currency. Instead of using coins, they traded using a form of money called Hacksilver, which consisted of broken pieces of silver. This may seem unusual, but it actually made sense in the context of the Viking economy. Hacksilver was convenient because it could be easily divided and used for transactions of all sizes. It also allowed for flexibility in trade, as different pieces of silver could be combined to make the necessary amount for a particular purchase. However, it's important to note that not all Vikings were wealthy enough to own silver, and many relied on bartering to exchange goods and services. Nonetheless, Hacksilver played a significant role in the Viking economy and helped facilitate trade throughout their vast network. 7. Mayan Eclipse Predictions. The Maya civilization, which flourished in Mesoamerica from around 2000 BCE to 1697 CE, was known for its impressive achievements in astronomy and mathematics. One of their most remarkable feats was their ability to predict solar eclipses with astonishing accuracy. The Maya observed the cycles of the sun and moon and kept detailed records of their positions, allowing them to forecast eclipses centuries in advance. These predictions were not only a testament to the Maya's scientific knowledge, but also their ability to keep accurate records and make complex calculations. In fact, the Maya were so precise in their calculations that they predicted an eclipse that occurred on October 14, 2017, nearly 500 years before it happened. This discovery has led to renewed interest in the Maya and their contributions to science and mathematics. No. 6. Persian Express Mail. The Achaemenid Empire, also known as the First Persian Empire, was founded by Cyrus the Great in 559 BCE and lasted until 330 BCE. During its reign, the empire stretched from Central Asia to the Middle East and North Africa, covering a vast distance of over 5 million square kilometers. To effectively govern such a large empire, the Persians developed an efficient system of communication and transportation known as the Royal Road. The Royal Road was a network of roads that connected the various provinces of the empire, allowing for the quick and easy movement of goods and people. The road system was supported by a series of relay stations where travelers could rest and change horses. The Persian postal service was an integral part of the Royal Road, and it allowed for the swift delivery of messages and documents throughout the empire. The system worked by employing a network of couriers who would travel long distances on horseback, carrying sealed letters and packages. These couriers would cover around 72 miles per day and would stay at the relay stations overnight. This method of delivering mail was surprisingly fast and efficient, considering the vast distances involved. In fact, a letter sent from Susa to Sardis, a distance of about 1,600 miles, would take only 7 days to arrive. No. 5. Roman Emperor's horse senator, Caligula, who ruled the Roman Empire from 37 to 41 CE, was known for his eccentric and controversial behavior. One of his most bizarre acts was reportedly the elevation of his favorite horse, Incitatus, to the rank of senator. According to Roman historian Suetonius, Caligula held a lavish banquet in honor of Incitatus, and even gave the horse a marble stable that was decorated with gold. While this story may seem unbelievable, it's possible that it reflects Caligula's desire to assert his dominance and power. By elevating a horse to the esteemed position of Senator, Caligula was able to demonstrate his authority over both animals and humans. However, it's important to note that the elevation of Incitatus to senator was not recognized by the Roman Senate and was likely a private joke between Caligula and his horse. Regardless, the story remains a curious footnote in the annals of Roman history and a reminder of the empire's sometimes absurd excesses. No. 4. Greek robots and ancient automation. Ancient Greece was a period of great intellectual and cultural achievement, and one of the most prolific inventors during this time was a man named Heron of Alexandria. Heron was a mathematician, engineer, and physicist who lived in the 1st century CE and is credited with inventing a number of devices that are considered to be among the earliest examples of automation. One of his most famous inventions was a device known as the eolipile, which is considered to be the first steam-powered device in history. The eolipile was a spherical device that, when placed over a fire, would spin rapidly due to the escaping steam. Another invention of Heron's was a mechanical doll that could pour wine, a feat that was particularly impressive at the time, as it required a complex system of gears and levers. Heron also invented a number of other devices, including a coin-operated vending machine, a self-writing letter opener, and a gate that could open and close automatically. These inventions demonstrate Heron's genius and his ability to solve practical problems using simple machines. However, it's important to note that despite their sophistication, these inventions were not without their limitations. Many of Heron's devices were not very practical and were more intended as curiosities or demonstrations of scientific principles. Nevertheless, his work laid the foundation for future developments in automation, and his inventions continue to inspire engineers and inventors today. No. 3. Medieval biological warfare. Medieval warfare was brutal, but one of the most gruesome tactics employed. During this time was the use of trebuchets to launch dead horses and diseased bodies over castle walls. Trebuchets were siege engines used to hurl objects over long distances, and they were often used to great effect during medieval battles. However, in some instances, catapults were used for a more sinister purpose. By loading decomposing animal carcasses and diseased corpses onto catapults, medieval armies were able to spread disease and pestilence among their enemies. This form of biological warfare was particularly effective during sieges when troops were already weakened by hunger and a lack of sanitation. The use of catapults to spread disease was a tactic employed by various armies throughout history, including the Mongols, the Byzantines, and the English. In 1346, for example, the English army besieged the Scottish town of Berwick upon Tweed and reportedly launched plague-infected bodies over the city walls. The result was a devastating outbreak of the Black Death that killed thousands of Scottish civilians. While the use of biological weapons is now banned by international law, it remains a grim chapter in the history of warfare. No. 2. Mayan dental modifications. The ancient Maya civilization had a fascinating and complex culture that thrived in what is now Mexico, Guatemala, and Belize between 2000 BCE and 1697 CE. One aspect of their culture that has particularly intrigued modern-day scientists and historians is their practice of dental modifications. The Maya believed that altering the shape and appearance of their teeth was a way to enhance their beauty and social status. They achieved this by filing their teeth into sharp, pointed shapes that resembled those of predators, such as jaguars or birds of prey. The process of dental modification was typically performed on the incisors and canines, and was done using a variety of tools, including sharp rocks and metal instruments. In addition to shaping the teeth, the Maya also inserted jade and other precious stones into the gaps between their teeth as a form of decoration. The practice of inserting jade into teeth was particularly popular among the elite members of Maya society and was seen as a symbol of wealth and power, while some have speculated that dental modifications were also used as a form of sacrifice or a way to inflict pain on oneself. There is little evidence to support these claims. Instead, it seems that for the Maya, altering the shape of their teeth was simply a means of expressing their cultural values and beliefs. No. 1. Scythian mobile cities. The Scythians were a nomadic people who lived in the Eurasian steppes from the 7th century BCE to the 3rd century CE. They were known for their skill in horsemanship and archery, and their unique burial practices, which often included the sacrifice of horses and other animals. However, what many people do know about the Scythians is their ability to build entire cities on wheels that could move across the Eurasian continent with ease. The Scythians were highly skilled engineers and architects who were able to design and construct structures that were not only functional but also incredibly durable. The main component of their mobile cities was the use of wooden wheels that were attached to a central axle. These wheels were typically made of solid wood and were reinforced with iron bands to make them more durable. The axle was made of a strong metal, such as bronze or iron, and was connected to a series of wooden poles that formed the frame of the structure. The poles were also reinforced with metal bands to provide additional support and stability. The entire structure was then raised off the ground using stilts or wooden legs that were attached to the axle. This allowed the mobile city to move smoothly across the terrain without getting stuck or snagged. That's all for today. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more epic tales from history. See you next time.